We move in formation, the chain of command. Every man knows his place in the palm of my hand. No questions, no doubts, just a singular line. You follow my orders, or the next place is done. I built this from nothing, from rubble and dust, on a simple foundation of honor and trust. I found the discarded, the broken, the lost, and I gave them a purpose, whatever the cost. I run my division like a well-oiled machine. Every part is a function, every role is pristine. The lieutenants are loyal, the soldiers are true. They follow the orders, they see the plan through. This ain't a democracy, it ain't a debate. My word is the law and my vision is fate. I don't rule with fear, I command with respect. And earn reputation, you have to protect. My soldiers are fed, their families are safe. That's the unspoken promise in this dangerous place. We move as a unit, a singular force. Deviating from the plan is the quickest divorce. From this family, the rules are established and known. You hold up your brothers, you never stand alone. We move in formation, yeah. The chain of command, every man knows his place. It's in the palm of my hand, no questions, no doubts. Just a singular line. You follow my orders, or the next place is done. I had a young soldier, his name was Garcia. He was hungry and smart, I thought he could be a leader one day, but he had a weak spot. He let his own pride put his name on the block. For the wrong reasons, he made a side deal. He broke the first rule, thought the truth he could conceal. He didn't understand that the money's a tool. The real prize is the structure, the order, the rule. I sat him down once, I explained it all slow. The seeds of destruction that he started to sow. He swore his allegiance, he swore he would change, but his actions continued to be reckless and strange. So I cut him off clean, no anger, no fight, just a surgical removal from my organization's light. It had to be done as a message to all. The chain of command is what stops us from fall. We move in formation, the chain of command, every man knows his place. It's in the palm of my hand, no questions, no doubts, just a singular line. You follow my orders, or the next place is thine. The structure is everything without it. You're just a Marley gang. We're not a gang, 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 not a gang. My vision is bigger than corner store sales. It's about building a ship that successfully sails through the storm of the city. It's about buying back blocks. It's about opening businesses, punching new clocks for our own people. It's a long-term campaign to wash away the struggle and to cleanse the whole stain of poverty. The hustle's just a means to an end, a way to get the capital, the building to transcend. And every man in my employ, he understands his part. He's not just moving product, he is playing from the heart. He's building for his children, for a future he can own, from the seeds of discipline that I myself have sown. This chain of command is built for liberation, the most effective, organized, and tight-knit operation. We move in formation, chain of command, the chain of command. Every man knows his place. In the palm of my hand, no questions, no doubts, just a singular line. You follow my order, or the next place is done. We move in formation, the chain of command. Every man knows his place. In the palm of my hand, no questions, no doubts, just a singular line. You follow my order, or the next place is dying. No. One vision. One unit. One line. Forward. Yeah. Faded on the page, story getting old, but every lesson written in silver or gold.
The ink is faded on the page, a story getting old, but every lesson written is worth more than silver or gold. A different lifetime, different rules, a world I used to know.
old notebook tucked away behind the shelf. A younger, dumber version of my current weary self. The pages smell like basements and the promises we made in the time before the innocence began to slowly fade. Every page a different scheme, a different master plan to take the world and shape it in the image of a man who hadn't seen a single thing. We thought we knew it all. We didn't know how fast you rise, how quickly you can fall. I see the names of brothers who ain't with me here today. Some lost their way to anger, some just slowly slipped away. We wrote our dreams and borrowed pens on paper that would tear, and swore that we were different, breathing in that hopeful air. This faded ink's a testament to every single vow. I'm reading about the boy I wasn't, seeing the man I'm now. Man, I'm now. Man, I'm now. The ink is faded on the page. The story getting old. Every lesson written is worth more than sorry, you know. There's a page about a girl I knew, the first one that I trusted. My loyalty was ironclad before it got all rusted. I put her on a pedestal, I gave her all my time. I didn't see the warning signs in her ambitious climb. She saw my heart as just a ladder, just a stepping stone to get to something better that she couldn't get alone. The entry smeared, I think, from rain, or maybe it was tears. A lesson on betrayal that has lasted all these years. My father saw it coming, he said, son, you gotta learn that fire feels like passion, but its only job is burn. I didn't listen, I was young, I thought my love was pure, a teenage sickness that the real world has to cure. So now I read the entry and I finally understand. You can't build a house on feelings, you gotta build on solid land. The ink is faded on the page, a story getting old, but every lesson written in is worth more than silver or gold. The ink is faded on the page, story getting old. The faded ink of yesterday still teaches me to grow. Whoa. You can't erase the words. Whoa. Even when they fade. A permanent part of a story. Whoa. You just learn to read them different. Yeah. Yeah. I turn the page to present day. The ink is fresh and dark. I'm writing about my own son, and I'm hoping he's the spark of something better. I try to teach him everything I know about the seeds of character and how to make them grow. I show him this old notebook. I explain the faded lines, the triumphs and the tragedies, the warnings and the signs. I tell him trust is something that you build up slow and true. And the most important promises are promises to you. I hope he gets the message. I hope he sees the thread that connects the life I'm living. The words the young boy said so long ago. This book is not a record of my sins. It's just a messy, honest place where real wisdom begins. I'm still writing, still learning, still getting pages filled upon a solid core foundation that my pastors helped to build. The ink is faded on the page, the story getting old, but every lesson written in is worth more than silver or gold. The ink is faded on the page, the story getting old. The faded ink of yesterday still teaches me to grow. Still turning pages, still learning the way. The ink of tomorrow comes from yesterday.
Forget the evil that you do or the good you try. It all comes back around a perfect balanced circle and spin. The world you build around yourself is the one you're living in. I seen a man get rich by stepping on his brother's neck. He built a castle out of pain and every dirty check. He lived like royalty for about a year, maybe for two. He thought he'd beaten whole system, that the rules were not for you. But the whispers that he started, they came back around the screams. The paranoia that he planted haunted all his dreams. His soldiers got resentful of the way that he would boast. He turned the men who loved him into men who hated him the most. It ended in a back room, not with a bang but with a plea, as his own lieutenants took back everything for a fee. The red brick armor watched it all, it didn't interfere. It just collected on a debt that had been growing for a year. The energy you put out in the world is what you get. It's a simple law of physics that so many men forget. The red brick karma is a patient watching eye, watching eye. And don't forget the evil that you do or the good you try. It all comes back around a perfect balance, circle and spin. The world you build around yourself is the one you're living in. On the flip side, I knew an old head, we just called him Pops. He ran a little shoe shine, stand between two barbershops. He didn't have a lot of money, but he had a wealth of grace. You could see the quiet dignity written on his face. He'd give a free shine to the kids who couldn't pay the fee. He'd say, just bring me back a good report card, that's enough for me. He'd break a fight, he'd give advice. He was a steady, calm resource, a lighthouse in the middle of a wild and deadly force. When the building got sold out from under him, we thought he'd have to leave. Another good man forced to pack his bags up and agreed. But the neighborhood remembered every single good deed. Every time he planted a respectful decency. We pulled our money, all of us, the hustlers and the saints, and we bought that little storefront, put on fresh and brand new paints. We gave the keys right back to him, to look upon his face. The red brick karma paying back some goodness to this place. The red brick karma is a patient watching eye, watching eye. And don't forget the evil that you do or the good you try. It all comes back around a perfect balance, circle and spin. The world you build around yourself is the one you're living in. It's like gravity. You can't see it, but you can't escape it. But you throw up, it's always gonna come back down, always. So I move with conscious purpose, I am mindful of my tread. I'm careful of the living and respectful of the dead. I try to build more than I break, to give more than I take. For my own sake, for my son's sake, for goodness gracious sake. Cause I don't want my legacy to be a pile of debt, a pain and a regret of things I'd rather just forget. I want my balance sheet to show a profit in the soul, a life that made a broken situation feel more whole. The universe is watching, it's a balanced set of scales. It's in the quiet details, it's in the epic tales. And when my time is over and they read the final sum, I hope they say the man I was is the man I had become. A positive force for balance, a giver not a taker, a humble simple student of the karma of the maker. Red karma is a patient watching eye, watching eye. And don't forget the evil that you do or the good you try. It all comes back around a perfect balance, circle and spin. The world you build around yourself is the one you're living in. The red brick karma is a patient watching eye, watching eye. And don't forget the evil that you do or the good you try. It all comes back around a perfect balance, circle and spin. The world you build around yourself is the one you're living in. The world goes around, it goes around on these streets. Word, yeah.
I'm the king of nothing. On a throne that's cracked concrete. The ruler of a kingdom where the victories are bittersweet. Yeah. I'm the king of nothing. On a throne of cracked concrete. The ruler of a kingdom where the victories are bittersweet. I got the crown, I got the fear, I got the fake respect, but I'm the king of nothing. Just a lonely architect. Just a lonely architect. Just a lonely architect. I remember when I wanted this, I prayed for it at night, to be the man who called the shots, bathed in the fearful light. The power I took what wasn't mine, I broke the codes I knew. I stepped on hands and faces of my own forgotten crew. I reached the top of the small hill, the sand hill in the street, and now I sit here listening to my own hollow heartbeat. The soldiers that surround me, they ain't loyal, they're employed. They sell my life tomorrow for the life that I've destroyed. And them they smile and nod their heads, but in their eyes I see a deep and cold reflection of the man I used to be, before the crown, before the weight, before the endless dread of watching every shadow, hearing every word that said I wanted this, I got it now, I'm paying for the prize, with sleepless nights and looking for the truth in people's lives. The corner is my castle, but the walls are made of glass, and everyone is waiting for the moment this will pass. I'm the king of nothing, on a throne of cracked concrete, the ruler of a kingdom where the victories are bittersweet. I got the crown, I got the fear, I got the fake respect, but I'm the king of nothing, on a throne of cracked concrete, the ruler of a kingdom where the victories are bittersweet. I got the crown, I got the fate, I got the fake respect. My queen is just a conquest, she's in love with what I have. Not the man behind the image, just the money in the bag. My court is full of jesters laughing at my every word. The most pathetic comedy that you have ever heard. I see the old friends on the block, the ones who kept it real. They walk on by and shake their heads, they know how I must feel. Or maybe they don't, maybe they just see the shining gleam, the empty hollow promise of a long forgotten dream. I can't go back, the bridges have been burned and turned to ash. I traded my own history for a temporary stash of power. I own the block, but I don't own a single soul. I played the role so long that I have finally lost control of who I am. I am the name, the myth, the whispered thread, a ghost inside a living body full of deep regret. I eat the finest food alone, I drink the finest wine, and wonder if this empty, gilded, lonely life is truly mine. I'm the king of nothing, on a throne of cracked concrete, the ruler of a kingdom where the victories are bittersweet. I got the crown, I got the fib, I got the fake respect, but I'm the king of nothing, on a throne of cracked concrete, the ruler of a kingdom where the victories are bittersweet. I got the crown, I got the fib, I got the fake respect. You get to the top, and you realize it's just a different kind of cage. Higher walls, a better view of the prison yard. So I watch the young kids coming up with hunger in their stare. They're looking at my throne and breathing in this poison air. They see the car, the custom suit, the fear in people's eyes. They're buying into all the pretty, well-constructed lies. I could warn them, I could tell them of the emptiness inside, of the loneliness that waits for them with nowhere left to hide. But what's the point? They wouldn't listen, they would call me weak. They have to learn the lesson that they desperately seek. The lesson is the power is the heaviest, the chains, and the only thing that's real in this whole thing is the ways that wash the blood away. So I just watch and play my part, the lonely king of nothing with a hollow broken heart. I'm the king of nothing, on the throne of cracked concrete, the ruler of a kingdom where the victories are bittersweet. I got the crown, I got the fear, I got the fake respect, but I'm the king of nothing, on the throne of cracked concrete, the ruler of a kingdom where the victories are bittersweet. I got the crown, I got the fear, I got the fake respect, but I'm the king without the doubt. Just an echo on an empty throne. All to me, all this for nothing. For nothing.
Living on the hourglass hustle, the sand is falling fast. Trying to build a future that is strong enough to last. The world is spinning quicker, but my moves are slow and planned. Just a man against the minutes with his destiny in hand.
Yeah, I wake up every morning to the sound of my own breath. Another day I've cheated and I've stolen from my death. The clock upon the wall is not a friend, it is a spy. It's counting down the seconds as my opportunities fly by. The system set against us, that's a cold and simple fact. They give you just enough to live but not enough to act on your own dreams to keep you on a short and rusty chain. They give you just enough of sun to make you hate the rain. But I'm not a victim, I'm a student of the game. I'm learning how to bend the rules and rearrange the frame. I'm moving in the silence. In the moments in between the ticking of the seconds, in a place they've never seen, my hustle isn't frantic. It's a calm and steady pace, a long distance runner in a short and deadly race. The sand keep falling lower, but my will is getting strong. I'm gonna prove them wrong, I'm gonna prove living on the hourglass hustle. The sand is falling fast, trying to build a future that is strong enough to last. The world is spinning quicker, but my moves are slow and planned. Just a man against the minutes with his destiny in hand. I see the desperation in the young kids on the street. They're running at full speed, they're feeling their own heartbeat as a drum inside a battle, but their moves are all reactive. They're caught up in the moment, their ambition is attractive, but it's fatal. They burn out fast, a flash of brilliant light, and then they're just another story swallowed by the night. Time is not a straight line here, it's a complicated maze. It traps the ones who run too fast. In the confusing days, I learned to make time my own ally, to use a steady beat, to plan my work, to work my plan, to land on my own feet. I'm not impressed by quick results, I'm not impressed by flash. I'm building something solid from the wreckage and the trash. The hourglass is everyone's, the rich, the poor, the wise. The only thing that matters is the look that's in your eyes. Is it fear or is it focus? Is it panic or a plan? The answer to that question is what truly makes the man on the hourglass hustle. The sand is falling fast, trying to build a future that is strong enough to last. The world is spinning quicker, but my moves are slow and planned. Just a man against the menace with his destiny in hand. They want you to rush, they want you to make mistakes, they want you to run out of time. So you slow down, you make time work for you. My legacy won't be a number in a bank account. It'll be the quiet confidence and the paramount amount of self-respect I give my son. I'll teach him how to wait, how to see the bigger picture, how to navigate his fate. I'll teach him that the hourglass is not a thing to fear. It's just a simple instrument to make your purpose clear. It focuses the mind, it separates the needs and wants, and silences the useless, empty and distracting taunts of the impatient. So I'll keep on with my steady, constant climb. A master craftsman working with the currency of time. And when the final grain of sand is falling to the glass, I know the thing I built myself is something that will pass to the next generation. A foundation strong and deep, while all the hasty promises I promise you. Living on the hourglass hustle, sand is falling fast, trying to build a future that is strong enough to last. The world is spinning quicker, but my moves are slow and planned. Just a man against the menace with his destiny in hand. Living on the hourglass hustle, sand is falling fast, trying to build a future that is strong enough to last. The world is spinning quicker, but my moves are slow and planned. Just a man against the menace with his destiny in hand. Step by step, time is mine. Oh my, oh my, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I hear the whispers in the static, a cipher I can't break, For every move I'm making, there's a risk I gotta take, The eyes are always watching from the shadows and the cracks. Can't trust a single soul when they don't show you all the facts. Yeah. The air is thick with tension, you can feel it in your bones. The way they look at you is different, checking out your new headphones. Your coach, you walk, they're taking notes, they running calculations, putting your whole life under silent investigations. Your best friend from the sandbox now avoid your direct gaze. His conversation stilted, lost inside a nervous haze. He knows something you don't, or he thinks you know too much. The brotherhood is broken, lost its meaning and its touch. I walk with my back against the wall, I sleep with one eye wide, cause the ones who smile the brightest are the ones that most to hide. This ain't just simple paranoia, this is learned experience from watching brothers disappear for lack of common sense. They listen to your phone calls, they read your mail, they watch your door. The city is a prison and the truth is the one law. You can't afford to speak out loud, so I keep my thoughts on lock and try to read the meaning in the ticking of the clock. I hear the whispers in the static, a cipher I can't break, For every move I'm making, there's a risk I gotta take, The eyes are always watching from the shadows and the cracks. Can't trust a single soul when they don't show you all the facts. Moving on, yeah.
remember Tony got it back in something new and clean. A little bit of power, a temporary scene. He started moving different, talking slicker than before. He closed the door on all the friends who known him when he's poor. I saw him last week driving, didn't even stop the wave. Just another brother acting like a king but living like a slave. A slave to all the pressure, to the image he projects. A slave to all the quiet, insincere and fake respects he gets from strangers. That's the game, they build you up to fall, so they can pick the pieces up and stand up twice as tall. I learned a lesson early, I prefer to stay unseen and build my reputation on a foundation that's clean. So when they come around with offer smiling ear to ear, I know the static that I'm hearing is the sound of honest fear that they project on others. It's a test of your own will to stay grounded in reality on this precarious. I hear the whispers in the static, static, static. Cipher I can't break, the move I can't break. For every move I'm making, for every move I'm making, there's a risk I gotta take, and there's a risk I gotta take. The eyes are always watching from the shadows and the cracks. Can trust a single soul when they don't show you all the facts. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's not what they say. It's what they don't say. The pause is the way they look away. That's where the truth lives in static. My circle's microscopic now, my fortress built for three. The only people I can trust are my own family, cause blood can't be diluted by the envy or the greed. It's the only real connection and the only truth I need. So let them whisper, let them watch, let them draw their own reports. I'm playing a different sport, I'm holding different forts. My focus is my legacy, a path my son can trace, without the fear of static in this haunted empty space. I'm decoding my own cipher, I'm writing my own news, I'm paying my own dues, I'm walking in my own shoes. And when the line goes quiet and there's nothing left to hear, the silence is the victory, the proof I conquer fear. I hear the whispers in the static, in the static. A cipher I can't break. For every move I'm making, there's a risk I gotta take, there's a risk I gotta take. The eyes are always watching from the shadows and the cracks. Can't trust a single soul when they don't show you all the facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear the whispers in the static, in the static. Cipher I can't break, cipher I can't break. For every move I'm making, there's a risk I gotta take, there's a risk I gotta take. The eyes are always watching from the shadows and the cracks. Can't trust a single soul when they don't show you all the facts. Yeah, yeah, just noise. Nothing but noise. Tuning it out. Gone, gone, gone.
I feel the pressure points, the city's getting tense. They're testing my defenses, it don't make a bit of sense. They push and pull and prod until they hope you're gonna break. But every bit of pressure is a risk they shouldn't take. The air is getting heavy, I can feel it on my skin. A storm is gathering slowly from without and from within. They're moving in the shadows, I can hear the quiet feet. They think I'm sleeping on them, think I'm already obsolete. But I was born in pressure, I was molded by the stress. I learned to read the board and how to play a game of chess with human pieces. Every move is calculated and precise. I don't believe in rolling dice and I don't give advice for free. They see a quiet man and think that I am weak. They do not understand the deadly language that I speak. It's the language of survival, of a predator's design. To calm before I take back everything I know is mine. They're poking at a sleeping bear, they're knocking on the cage. They're about to turn the final and the most regretful page of their own story. I've been patient, I have waited and I've watched, but now the time is running out, the whole damn thing is botched. I feel the pressure points, the city's getting tense. They're testing my defenses, it don't make a bit of sense. They push and pull and prod until they hope you're gonna break. But every bit of pressure is a risk they shouldn't take. I gave them every opportunity to walk away and live. I have a certain moral code I'm willing to forgive. A first mistake, a second one's a lesson to be taught. A third one is a battle that will have to be hard fought. They chose the third, they thought my silence was a sign of fear. They didn't know that quiet men are the ones you should hold dear to your own life. Cause when we move with final force. We chart a single violent and uncompromising course. My network is invisible, my soldiers are unseen. They're not the flashy corner boys who posture and who preen. They're the quiet ones, the listeners, the ones you never guess. The ones who've been through hell and back and cleaned up their own mess. So as they plot the little takeover, their amateurish coup, they have no clue what's coming for. The sad and worthless crew, the pressure's building to a point where something's gotta give, and it's a damn shame not everyone is gonna get to live. The pressure points, the city's getting getting tense. They're testing my defenses, it don't make a bit of sense. They push and pull and prod until they hope you're gonna break. But every bit of pressure is a risk they shouldn't take. I feel the pressure points, the city's getting tense. They're testing my defenses, it don't make a bit of sense. They push and pull and prod until they hope you're gonna break. But every bit of pressure is a risk they shouldn't take.
Get your ass. 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 Get your ass.
You push and you push, you think you're finding a weakness, but you're not. You're just winding a spring and it's about to snap. Snap, 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 snap. The time for talk is over, now it's time for me to act. To reestablish order and to take my respect back. This ain't for territory, this is not for simple greed. This is for the principle, the fundamental need for justice, for a clear line between the wrong and right. A final line, a flash, a line in the unending night. They're gonna learn that power isn't something you can seize. It's something that you earn through silence, bringing enemies to their knees. Without a single boast, my reputation's built on facts, on quiet, thoughtful, and the souls of devastating acts. So let them have their final meal, their final nervous laugh. They're about to be a footnote and a sorry epitaph. The pressure point's been reached, the bone is gonna snap. Welcome to the consequence, you're falling in the trap. I feel the pressure points, the city's getting tense. They're testing my defenses, it don't make a bit of sense. They push and pull and prod until they hope you're gonna break. But every bit of pressure is a risk they shouldn't take. I feel the pressure points, the city's getting tense. They're testing my defenses, it don't make a bit of sense. They push and pull and prod until they hope you're gonna break. But every bit of pressure is a risk they shouldn't take.
Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it around, 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 push it around.
Wide. Soft.
Yeah, yeah. The architect's hand draws the lines they can't see, building a future that's destined for me. Every brick laid is a choice that I made, a foundation of honor that will never fade. The architect's hand draws the lines they can't see, building a future that's destined for me. Every brick laid is a choice that I made, a foundation of honor that will never fade.
I move like a ghost through the city's design. Every step calculated, every thought is aligned. While they chase the moments, I'm building for years, constructing a fortress to conquer my fears. I studied the blueprints of hustlers and kings, learn from the silence, the pain that it brings. They see the structure, they don't see the cost. The sleepless nights and the friendships I've lost. To the single-minded focus, the hunger to rise, to build something solid before my own eyes. This ain't about luck, it's about pure intent. 100% of my spirit is spent on this one single purpose, this one grand design, to leave something standing that's truthfully mine. The materials are simple, my word and my will, and the patience so steady the block can stand still. And watch the architect's hand doesn't shake for every single move and the risk that I take. The architect's hand draws the lines they can't see, building a future that's destined for me. Every brick laid is a choice that I made, a foundation of honor that will never fade. The architect's hand draws the lines they can't see, building a future that's destined for me. Every brick laid is a choice that I made, a foundation of honor that will never fade. I hire and fire associates with a nod and a look. My whole operation is run by the book that I wrote myself. The rules are all clear, no room for betrayal, no space for the fear. My crew is a team of surveyors and masons. We're building on solid, unshakable basins. The competition is sloppy, they build with cheap glass. The structures are pretty, but they'll never last. They cut corners on loyalty, they skimp on respect. They build for the moment, what do you expect? I invest in my people, I pay what is owed. I lighten the load on this treacherous road, cause the structure is only as strong as its core, and my core is the family I go to war for. So let them watch from a distance, let them envy the view. They see the penthouse, but they don't have a clue about the sweat in the concrete, the blood in the stone, and the nights that the architect had to stand all alone. The architect's hand draws the lines they can't see, building a future that's destined for me. Every brick laid is a choice that I made, a foundation of honor that will never fade. The architect's hand draws the lines they can't see, building a future that's destined for me. Yeah, every brick laid is a choice that I made, a foundation of honor that will never fade.
Measure twice, cut once. The rules are simple. They apply to steel beams and they apply to men. No room for error.
The final inspection is done by my son. I'm teaching him how every battle is won. Before it begins with a plan and a vision, with mathematical surgical precision. I show him the stress points, the cracks in the walls of the empires around us before the whole structure falls. I'm giving him blueprints, the knowledge I've earned, so the lessons I paid for don't have to be learned. Again, this is generational, this is legacy's art. To give your own children a much better start. My name will be written not in lights but in stone, on the cornerstone of the empire I own. The empire of principles steady and vast, a testament built to outlast. The architect's hand draws the lines they can't see, building a future that's destined for me. Every brick laid is a choice that I made, a foundation of honor that will never fade. The architect's hand draws the lines they can't see, building a future that's destined for me. Every brick laid is a choice that I made, a foundation of honor that will never fade. Architects
built, solid, done.
I got the janitor's keys, I move silent through the halls. I hear the secrets of the kings before the empire falls. They don't see me, I'm invisible, a shadow on the wall, but I'm the one who holds the power to lock and open all. They call me the janitor, they see me with a mop and pail. They think my life's a simple, uncomplicated, boring tale. They hold their meetings in the boardroom on the highest, grandest floor, and they don't even notice when I'm standing by the door. I'm sweeping up their arrogance, I'm wiping up their greed. I'm listening to every single dark and evil seed. They plant, I hear the whispers of the deals that go unseen. I know who's building who and who is just a part of the machine. They talk in front of me like I am just a piece of furniture, a faceless, nameless entity without a single future. But I collect the secrets like the dust inside my pan. I'm the most important and the most underestimated man in this whole building. They have titles, have corner office views. They have expensive empty lives and fabricated news. But I have something more than that, a thing they'll never own. The quiet, heavy knowledge that you only find alone. I got the janitor's keys, I move silent through the halls. I hear the secrets of the kings before the empire falls. They don't see me, I'm invisible, a shadow on the wall, but I'm the one who holds the power to lock and open all. The young CEO, he thinks that he's a god in his own right. He screams at his assistants from the morning to the night. I've seen him in the bathroom mirror rehearsing his own lies. I've seen the look of terror that he hides behind his eyes. The VP of finances, she's cooking all the books. I find the shredded documents and I know how it looks. I piece them back together in the quiet of my room, a silent patient witness to their fast approaching doom. They think that power's in the noise, the orders that you bark, but the real power is the knowledge that you gather in the dark. It's knowing where the bodies and the skeletons are kept. It's knowing all the promises they broke and never wept about. This ring of keys I have, it's more than simple brass. It's access to the truth behind the building's tinted glass. And with the access comes a choice, a moral heavyweight, to let the whole thing crumble or to try and change its fate. I got the janitor's keys, I move silent through the halls. I hear the secrets of the kings before the empire falls. They don't see me, I'm invisible, a shadow on the wall, but I'm the one who holds the power to lock and open all. Yeah. They drop a piece of paper on its flash, but it's not its key. I got a whole ring of it. I don't want their money, I don't want that empty praise. I'm not interested in climbing through their corporate soulless maze. My role is as an observer, a custodian of facts, the keeper of the evidence of all the shameless acts. And maybe one day I'll unlock a door they've long forgotten, let the clean and honest light shine in on all the rot. Or maybe I'll just keep on sweeping, keep on playing my own part, and let their own corruption tear the greedy world apart. The power isn't using it, the power's just to know that you're the one who understands how deep the poison's grown. So let them have the kingdoms, let them have their fragile crowns. I'm the man who cleans the toilets in the richest part of town, and I'm the one who really knows who's truly in control. The janitor who's listening to the sickness of their soul. I got the janitor's keys, I move silent through the halls. I hear the secrets of the kings before the empire falls. They don't see me, I'm invisible, a shadow on the wall, but I'm the one who holds the power to lock and open all. I got the janitor's keys, I move silent through the halls. I hear the secrets of the kings before the empire falls. They don't see me, I'm invisible, a shadow on the wall, but I'm the one who holds the power to lock and open all.
Sweeping up secrets, mopping up lies, I see everything, everything. Sweeping up secrets, mopping up lies, I see everything, everything.
These are the pavement psalms written in the cracks for every soul that's hustling and never looking back. The city is the church, the struggle is the prayer, finding something sacred in polluted city air. I learned my gospel on the corner, not from any holy book. The old heads where my preachers taught me where I had to look. For truth, it ain't in promises or mansions in the sky. It's in the quiet dignity of how you live and why. It's in the mother working doubles just to keep her children fed. It's in the loyalty you show the words you haven't said but know you mean. I see more faith in the broke man's honest eyes and in 1,000 empty sermons filled with pretty hollow lies. The sirens are the choir, the streetlights are stained glass glow. This is the only sanctuary that I've ever come to know. We break our bread on project benches, share a bottle in the cold, reciting verses of survival stories brave and old. This ain't religion, it's a code, a way to navigate the pain. A pavement psalm whisper to the rhythm of the rain. These are the pavement psalms written in the cracks for every soul that's hustling and never looking back. The city is the church, the struggle is the prayer, finding something sacred in polluted city, yeah. My scripture is the memory of every friend I've lost, a testament to consequences and the final heavy cost of one remove. My prayer is for the strength to walk the line, to build a better future for that little boy of mine. I don't ask for forgiveness, I just ask for clarity, to see the trap before it springs, to fight with charity. For those who can't, to be a voice for those who can't be heard, and honor every single life with every single word. The devil offers shortcuts, but his contracts are all flawed. I'd rather take the long road or be right with my own God, the one that lives inside my chest, the one that knows my worth, the one that judges me by how I walked upon this earth. So I keep my head down, keep on grinding, keep my spirit clean. The most important battles are the ones that go unseen today. These are the pavement songs written in the cracks for every soul that's hustling and never looking back. The city is the church, the struggle is the prayer, finding something sacred in polluted city, yeah. You don't need a building to find faith, sometimes you just need to look down. It's written right there, in the struggle and the survival. I teach my son the verses of this concrete holy text. Your character is the only thing that you can't get back when it's wrecked. I tell him that your words are bond, your honor is your shield, the most valuable possession in this unforgiving field. Don't chase the paper prophets with the empty hollow creed. The realest treasures are the ones that satisfy a need. Not I want the need for family, for loyalty, for trust, the things that turn a man of iron from a man of dust. And when I'm gone, my legacy won't be in stocks or land, it'll be in every single verse he's learned to understand. A pavement psalm passed down the line of truth that's hard as stone, that the kingdom you inherit is the one you build alone. These are the pavement songs written in the cracks for every soul that's hustling and never looking back. The city is the church, the struggle is the prayer, finding something sacred in polluted city, yeah. These are the pavement songs written in the cracks for every soul that's hustling and never looking back. The city is the church, the struggle is the prayer, finding something sacred in polluted city, yeah. Word. Amen. From the concrete to the soul. Word.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rain taps the window, I'm pulling out the files, these rainy day receipts across the lonely miles. I'm checking the accounts of who was real and who was fake, for every promise kept and every single one they break. I got a box of memories kept under lock and key, a ledger of the men that my friends used to be. The first receipt is dated back in '92, when Mike went down for something that he didn't even do. We swore we'd hold him down, we put the money on his books, we checking on his family, ignore the dirty looks. But after 6 months passed, the visits started getting thin, and I was the last soldier left who still was checking in. Receipt number 2's a different kind of faded page, about the time when my man D was on a bigger stage. He made it out the struggle, he was living out the dream, but he forgot the faces of his own forgotten team. He'd see us on the block and act like he was far too grand to even offer up a pound to shake a brother's hand. It's funny how success can be a memory loss machine. It cleans the slate of everyone who helped you build the scene. I ain't holding grudges, I'm just taking careful notes on all the sunken friendships and the barely floating boats. The rain taps the window,
the window. I'm pulling out the file. I'm pulling out the file. These rainy day receipts, rainy rays across the lonely mile, across the lonely mile. Checking the accounts of who was real and who was fake, who was real. And for every promise kept and every single one they break. The next one in the pile is still can make my stomach turn. A lesson in betrayal that I had to slowly learn. It's a transcript of a whisper, a rumor in the air, a seed of doubt planted by a man who called me brother, I would swear. He wanted my position, my connections, and my lane, so we manufactured stories. He fabricated pain, he told the plug I was a risk. He told the crew I lost my head. He worked behind the scenes to make sure all my options ended up as dead. It worked for a minute, I was out there on my own, staring at the silent, disconnected telephone. The truth is a persistent way of crawling to the light in his zone. Greedy arrogance eventually exposes bite. The paid in full stamp on this receipt is my revenge. Not anger, just the quiet satisfaction of the men. I learned that envy is a patient and a calculating snake, and to be mindful of the quiet moves a so-called friend can make. The rain taps the window. I'm pulling out the file. I'm pulling out the file. These rainy day receipts, rainy day receipts across the lonely mile, across the lonely mile. I'm checking the accounts of who was real and who was fake, who was fair. For every promise kept and every single one they break. Some debts never get paid, they just get understood. You file them away, not to forget but to remember what they cost. But it ain't all just red ink, there's some credit in the book for every single chance I took, for every second look I got from brothers who were solid, who were grounded and were true, the ones who showed up on the scene when no one else came through. There's a receipt for Kevin who covered my back in the fight when I was outnumbered, cornered in the middle of the night. There's one from my man Tone who gave me his last 20 bucks so I could get a meal that week and try to change my lucks. These ain't grand gestures, not the type for movie screens. They're the small essential actions that define what loyal means. So as I close the box up and the rain begins to cease, I find a strange and unexpected, quiet sense of peace. The balance sheet of life is rarely ever black or white. It's just a messy human ledger that you read by faded light. The rain taps the window, out window. I'm pulling out the file, pulling out the file. These rainy day receipts, rainy day receipts across the lonely miles, across the lonely miles. I'm checking the accounts of who was real and who was fake, and who was fake. For every promise kept and every single one they break. The rain taps the window. I'm pulling out the file, pulling out the file. These rainy day receipts, rainy day receipts across the lonely mile, across the lonely mile. I'm checking the accounts of who was real and who was fake, who was fake. For every promise kept and every single one they break. Filed away, but not forgotten. The accounts are clear, all clear. Filed away, filed away. In this world of monochrome loyalty, there ain't no shades of gray. You're either standing with me or you're standing in the way. Yeah. There's no room for discussion, no time to analyze. Just a cold, hard decision reflected in your eyes. The code was written long ago, not in a book, but in the blood of brothers who got washed away in a misunderstanding's flood. It's simple and it's brutal, it demands a heavy price. You don't ask questions, you don't blink, you don't even think twice. When the call comes in the middle of a cold and silent night, and your brother's on the other end, he's saying it ain't right. You don't ask what he did, you don't ask if he was wrong, you just ask him for the address where you truly belong. And that's beside him, that's the rule, the first and final law. The only thing that's sacred in the world is built with flaws. I've seen men with potential with a brilliant burning light get extinguished in a second cause they chose to be polite. Instead of loyal, they hesitated, weighed the pros and cons, and in that single moment they became the devil's pawn. This ain't a choice, it is a reflex, it's a chemical design. When your brother's back's against the wall, you make his problems mine. In this world of monochrome loyalty, there ain't no shades of gray. You're either standing with me or you're standing in the way. There's no room for discussion, no time to analyze. Just a cold, hard decision reflected in your eyes. I had a friend, we called him Wise cause he was college bound. Smartest kid to ever walk upon the shaky ground. He had a way out, had a scholarship, a future clean and bright. He stayed away from all the drama and the darkness of the night. But his cousin was a hothead, always looking for a fight. And one night he got cornered by a crew with all their might. Wise got the call, his cousin's voice was trembling with the fear. He said, I'm on the corner, man, you gotta get down here. And Wise was torn, I saw it in his face, the agony, the strife between the code of loyalty and his own promise in life. He could've stayed inside, he could've let the drama pass. He could've chosen his own future from behind the protective glass of his potential, but he didn't. He put his jacket on and walked outside into a battle that was already long gone into madness. He didn't make it through the night. He chose the monochrome loyalty over his own shining light. In this world of monochrome loyalty, there ain't no shades of gray. You're either standing with me or you're standing in the way. There's no room for discussion, no time to analyze. Just a cold, hard decision reflected in your eyes. Was he wrong? Was he a fool? I don't know, the world says yes. The code says no. And the code is all we got, no. So don't you ever judge a man by what the world defines as smart. Sometimes the biggest, bravest moves come from a broken heart. Sometimes the only choice you have is not a choice at all, but just an obligation to be there to break a brother's fall. I live by that equation, it's a terrible, harsh math. It's led me down a dark and solitary, lonely path. But I sleep at night, I know that when my own call has to be made, the men who stand beside me won't be frightened or afraid. They won't hesitate or question, they won't weigh the final cost. They'll just be there beside me for a battle to be lost, or one that doesn't matter, the result is not the test. It's the monochrome of loyalty that puts our souls to rest. In this world of monochrome loyalty, there ain't no shades of gray. You're either standing with me or you're standing in the way. There's no room for discussion, no time to analyze. Just a cold, hard decision reflected in your eyes. In this world of monochrome loyalty, there ain't no shades of gray. You're either standing with me or you're standing in the way. There's no room for discussion, no time to analyze. Just a cold, hard decision reflected in your eyes. Black or white, no in between. The code is the code. That's it.
Yeah. Now yo, the street lights flicker and the corners whisper tales. The block is alive with stories that the gutter never fails to provide. From the dawn until the dusk, we grind the same old grind, and every face you see's a chapter in this life that's so defined by the struggle and the hustle, the wins and all the loss. The ever-present question of who's really the true boss is the raw reality, the unedited page, the players on a dimly lit and never-present stage. These are the block chronicles, the voices start to roar, the legends that are born from the city's very core. These are the block chronicles, the beats they boom so loud. We are the city's heartbeat, we are the angry crowd. A concrete jungle made of steel and of the hardest stone. The block becomes our kingdom and we build our very own throne. From the stoop up to the rooftops, the echoes bounce and sway. We're living life the rawest way, we make our own damn way. This ain't no fairy tale, my friend, no storybook romance. Just a desperate daily dance, a single fleeting glance at what could be and what is not and what will never change. Within this brutal, beautiful and narrow focus range, these are the block chronicles. The voices start to roar, the legends that are born from the city's very core. These are the block chronicles, the beats they boom so loud. We are the city's heartbeat, we are the angry crowd. These are the block chronicles. The voices start to roar, the legends that are born from the city's very core. These are the block chronicles, the beats they boom so loud. We are the city's heartbeat, we are the angry crowd. Real stories, real life, no need for the fake. On these blocks, the daily grind is the only risk we take, and we take it every day. This is for the street rats and the local kings alike, for the lost and for the found beneath the neon lighted strike. We hustle with a sense of honor in the fight we have each day. The block chronicles will keep the realness, come what may. This is the soul of this whole city, the rhythm and the rhyme, a testament to making it one single day at a time. So listen to the narrative, the story of the street, the unrelenting, honest, and the oh so bittersweet. These are the block chronicles. The voices start to roar, the legends that are born from the city's very core. These are the block chronicles, the beats they boom so loud. We are the city's heartbeat, we are the angry crowd. These are the block chronicles, the voices start to roar, the legends that are born from the city's very core. These are the block chronicles, the beats they boom so loud. We are the city's heartbeat, we are the angry crowd. The block chronicles.
The streets remember it all. Before the fall, we stand tall.
The walls are thin inside this place, you hear the neighbors breathe. You hear the whispers in the lies the lonely people weave. I'm sitting in the darkness watching headlights cross the room, trapped inside this echo chamber, this self-constructed tomb. Every car that slows down on the street, I think it's them. Every unfamiliar footstep is a quiet requiem. They say it's paranoia, that it's all inside my head, but I've seen what happens to the ones who end up cold and dead. Cause they were sleeping, cause they trusted, cause they didn't see the signs displayed in plain sight for them in between the faded lines. The phone rings, but I let it go. I don't recognize the name, another piece of bait they're using in this twisted game. I check the locks 3 times a night, I jam a chair beneath the knob. A prisoner of a fear that does a silent steady rob of my own sanity and peace. A tax I have to pay for all the choices that I made that led me to today. The whispers build an echo chamber, bouncing off the walls. You start to hear your own worst fears and everybody's calls. You're looking over your shoulder, your shadow is a spy trapped inside a feedback loop beneath the guilty sky. It starts with just a rumor, a story someone told about a deal that went all wrong, about some trust you sold. The story changes as it moves, it picks up dirt and speed. It plants a dark and twisted thought, a parasitic seed. Soon the way your friends look at you has a slightly different edge, like you're standing on the outside of a high and narrow ledge. They stop coming by as often, conversations feeling forced. The brotherhood you thought you had has been completely divorced from what it once was. Now you're isolated on your own, staring at the silent numbers in your telephone. You start to second guess the past, you start to question truth. Was it me or was it them? That's the burden of my youth, the truth don't matter anymore. The story's been decided in the court of street opinion. Your whole future's been guided, and you become the monster that they painted you to be. Cause when you're in the chamber, that's the only thing you see. The whispers build an echo chamber, bouncing off the walls. You start to hear your own worst fears and everybody's calls. You're looking over your shoulder, your shadow is a spy trapped inside the feedback loop beneath the guilty sky. They're all talking. You know they all in the bodega on the corner on the phone, every word. It comes back louder, each time, louder and louder, until it's the only thing you hear. Yeah, my world shrunk down to these 4 walls, this window to the street. A sniper's nest of vigilance, a rhythm and a beat of my own heart that's pounding out a frantic wild alarm. Convinced that any minute now they're gonna bring the harm. I analyze the body language of the people passing by, trying to find a hidden signal, trying to catch a liar's eye. This ain't a way to live a life, it's just a way to wait. A self-imposed damnation sealed and locked by my own fate. I need to break the cycle, I need to smash the glass. Let some fresh air in this room before my moments pass. But the echo is seductive, it's a comfortable disease. It gives you an excuse to stay down on your trembling knees. The whispers build an echo chamber, bouncing off the walls. You start to hear your own worst fears and everybody's calls. You're looking over your shoulder, your shadow is a spy trapped inside the feedback loop beneath the guilty sky. The whispers build an echo chamber, bouncing off the walls. You start to hear your own worst fears and everybody's calls. You're looking over your shoulder, your shadow is a spy trapped inside the feedback loop beneath the guilty sky. Just echo, nothing but echo. In my head, yeah.
I hold court on the corner, my bench, the old payphone. Hustle gets learnt where the street lights night glow. These blocks ain't safe, they breed schemes and ambitions. A million young brothers with a million old missions. Cardboard hustles, dice games under lampposts. Guard your respect, cause loyalty counts most. So my day ones fade into jealousy and tension. Each lesson you live comes at loss, not detention. My crew used to walk like kings, heads high and proud. Now some duck warrants, some chase clouds. Mama said be smart, don't ever beg for bread. So I grind for my name, keep my circle tight instead. Dreams get smaller when the bills start stacking, but the mind gets sharper, no time for slack.
Holding court on the block, reciting stories untold. Silver tongues in the cipher, heartbeats cold. Every night's a gamble, every word is weight. If you ain't sharp, you gon' fold to fate.
Nothing's ever gifted, I earn every dawn I chase. Cold water splash, another move to lace. Watching flash change, pretend power and glory. I invest in wisdom, let the fake tell their story. My legacy coded in handshakes and eye contact. They envy the calm, the real ones react. I learned from the OG, don't talk much, just prove. Never waste a second trying to match another move. My focus, family, paper, peace in my art. Sometimes that means a lonely walk in the dark, but I'd rather move silent and star in the crowd. Life is quick, choose patience, wear scars, burning wood on the block, reciting stories untold. Silver tongues in the cipher, heartbeats cold. Every night's a gamble, every word is weight. If you ain't sharp, you gon' fold to fate. The block don't lie. Respect is currency here. One wrong word is bankruptcy. Stand tall, move right, and keep your story honest. Summer night breeze, dice tumbling for change. A king is remembered for wisdom, not fame. Each man finds his mirror in every mistake. Learn quick, stand firm, avoid the snake. Old heads nod as my bars cut through silence. I build with the suns, demolish the violence. If you make it past Friday, you earned your keep, but never cut corners. Your secrets don't sleep. Legacy lives in the lives that you touch. 1 foot in survival, 1 deep in the club. Holding court on the block, reciting stories untold. Silver tongues in the cipher, heartbeats cold. Every night's a gamble, every word is weight. If you ain't sharp, you gon' fold to fate. Holding court on the block, reciting stories untold. Silver tongues in the cipher, heartbeats cold. Every night's a gamble, every word is weight. If you ain't sharp, you gon' fold to fate.
Street code lives on. Real recognize real. Quarter time. Yeah. Quarter John.
The dust devil cipher spins in a forgotten lonely place, a whirlwind of the sharpest minds. A test of skill and grace we gather when the sun goes down, when the honest world's asleep, to share the sacred knowledge that the dusty devils keep. This is the ancient ritual, the passing of the scroll, the only thing that keeps a brother's spirit truly whole. The beat is like a desert wind, it's mournful, low and deep, while secrets of the universe into your spirit creep. This ain't no place for amateurs, no room for the insured, just the masters of the lyric, the potent and the pure. This is the dust devil cipher, spinning words of sand and stone. The truest kings are sitting on a solitary throne. This is the dust devil cipher, a whirlwind of the sound, a realest circle on the sacred dusty holy ground. The stories that we tell in here, they're not for public ears. They're tales of doubt and victory, a triumph and of tears. The art of making something from the dust and from the grime, a beautiful creation that will stand the test of time. We are the desert fathers of a new philosophy, a brotherhood of poets for the whole wide world to see. But we remain in shadows, in the haze and in the heat, and communicating patterns of this mesmerizing beat. The dust devil is wisdom, it's a cleansing spinning force that separates the real from fake along its winding course. This is the dust devil cipher, spinning words of sand and stone. The truest kings are sitting on a solitary throne. This is the dust devil cipher, a whirlwind of the sound, a realest circle on the sacred dusty holy ground. This is the dust devil cipher, spinning words of sand and stone. The truest kings are sitting on a solitary throne. This is the dust devil cipher, a whirlwind of the sound, the realest circle on the sacred dusty holy ground. The wind whispers the truth, the dust remembers the names. We adjust the vessels, the keepers of the flames. The cipher is forever. Yeah. So if you find a circle, you better come correct, with a mind is sharp and ready and a soul you must protect. Cause the dust devil cipher will test you to the core, and if you're not found worthy, you'll be shown the exit door. This is the highest temple of the rhythm and the rhyme, a place outside of space, a moment out of time. We are the guardians of the knowledge, the masters of the art, the keepers of the sacred ever beating human heart. So let the dust storm gather, let the whirlwind start to spin. The dust devil cipher is the only way to win. This is the dust devil cipher, spinning words of sand and stone. The truest kings are sitting on a solitary throne. This is the dust devil cipher, a whirlwind of the sound, the realest circle on the sacred dusty holy ground. This is the dust devil cipher, spinning words of sand and stone. The truest kings are sitting on a solitary throne. This is the dust devil cipher, a whirlwind of the sound, the realest circle on the sacred dusty holy ground. The dust devil spins, The story begins and never ends. Peace.